Hey guys, and welcome to Code with Stein. Today I'm going to show you how to make infinite scroll using Vue and Django Rest Framework. At the end of this video you have something like this, where I have posts, and when you scroll to the bottom we load more data, and then when we go to the bottom of this thing nothing more happens because now we know that you're at the bottom of the blog posts. Perfect. So first thing I want to do is to create a new virtual environment, virtual env, infinite scroll env, and then activate it by saying source infinite scroll bin activate, and then I can install Django and Django Rest Framework. Pip install Django and Django -rest -framework and hit enter. And this will also install other few dependencies that Django has. Great, so then we can create the Django project, Django-admin, start project, infinite scroll, hit enter. Then we can go into this, and then the next step is to open this project in an editor. So I have it here now. I can go into settings.py, and I need to append the REST framework to this list of installed apps, REST framework. So then we can go back to the command line and create a new app for our blog. Python manage.py start app blog. And then we can create the database model for the posts. They're going to be very simple. Class post models.model. I want the title field, models.char field. Set the max length to 255. And I want the body, and save. Don't want anything more than that. So then I just need to add the blog to this list, like that, so we can update or initialize the database. To do that we run python manage.py make migrations and python manage.py migrate. Nice. Then we can actually run the server because everything here is done. Now actually it isn't, because I need to create a super user so we can access the admin interface. So run the python manage.py create super user. Great. Then I can run the server. And in order to add posts in the admin interface we need to go into blog/admin.py and import the post we just created, admin.site.register post. Then we can go to the browser /admin, log in with the user you just created, and now we have the blog posts here. So we can try to add a few like that. So now I have 6 posts in the database. And then we just need a serializer for Django Rest Framework. So in the blog app, create a new file, serializers.py. From REST Framework, import serializers. And from .models, import post. And then we create the class post serializer. Post serializer. Pass in serializer.model serializer. Now we add the class meta for configuration. Model equals post. And the fields we want to use is ID, title, and body. So that we can save this. Just copy this. We can create the view for the front page of our blog. Def index request return render request blog/index.html. I will import and add more things very soon, but we can save this for now and go to the URLs file just to set this up. Path, this can be empty, and then views.index, name is also index. And from blog import views and save. So now hopefully there are no errors. And if I go to the front page now, you should see a template doesn't exist error. Great. So then create a new folder in here so we can set up the template. Templates. Create a new folder in there called blog. And then a file index.html. And here I want to add a doc type. HTML, body, div ID blog. I can also initialize Vue. So add the script tag, script src, https, and pkg.com/vue@next. So this will use Vue 3. And then one more script tag, const blog, blog like that, data, return. Now I can just create an empty posts list. And also to use Vue and Django together, we need to add something called delimiters here. Delimiters, colon, then create a list here. And then in here I set this and this. So we use double braces instead of curly braces for Vue. Then we say vue.createApp blog.mount to blog. So now we created a new app with this data and mounted it to this div. So now we can save this.
Before I continue, I just want to say thanks to my Patreons. If you too want to support me, you will find a link to my Patreon in the description below.
Refresh, template does not exist. Okay, I needed to update my settings.py and add blog.apps.blog.config to install apps instead of just blog. And then I refreshed and everything was working. Great. Then I can open up the inspector just to see what happens here. Then we can do some other changes as well, because now we can go to the views.py and set up the view for getting posts from the database. So first I want to import two things from REST framework. From REST framework.decorators import API view, and from REST framework.pagination import page number pagination. And then we can set up a simple view for getting the posts. So we use the API view decorator and say that here we only want to accept get requests. And then def posts request post equal post.objects.all. So first we get all from the database, or at least tell Django to do this. And then we set up the paginator equals page number pagination. Add the parentheses, paginator dot page size can be 2 or 3. And results equals paginator dot paginate query set posts and request. So I need to rename this to posts, of course, since it's plural. And then we say serializer equals post serializer, pass in the results, and say many equals true because we have more than one object here. And then we say return paginator dot get paginated response and pass in serializer dot data. And as you can see here, I get 2 errors because we haven't imported these two. From .models import post, and from .serializers import post serializer. So I can save this and set up the URLs. So if I go to URLs, I can create it here. Path get posts views.posts. And then the name is also posts, and save. So then we can try to get this from the database by going to index.html, and then here I want to add a new property, methods, get posts, and when we have mounted this here, we use this lifecycle hook called mounted to call this.get posts. Console log get posts. Just see that this is working. An expected token. Sorry, this is not a method. It should be like this with the colon. Refresh, and now we get the get posts in the console log. Perfect. So then we can try to get the posts from the database or the backend. So here is a fetch. This is built into browsers. And then we use the backtick / get posts / then question mark page equals $, curly brace this dot current page, and then the backtick at the end. And then we just need to set the current page up here to be 1. So we get the first page when we do this initial. And then we get some response back. Response is a fat arrow function. Return response.json. And when that's done, we say .then again. And then we get the data from the server. And we can say console.log data just to see what this looks like. Now we can also add a catch here if there are any errors. Catch, error, console.log, error, and save. So if we refresh now, get the 500 error from the server because request object is not iterable, because this was supposed to be results there and not request. So refresh again, and then you can see here we got 6 posts in total, and we have 3 here in the results. Perfect. So now we can try to append that data to these posts. To do that, we say this.posts.push data.results. And then we just need to change this blog element here a little bit to print out the posts. Div v4 post in posts vbind key post.id. And here is age 1. Use the braces like that. Post.title p post.body. So hopefully now 2 of the posts should be listed here, but they are not. Okay, so the posts are not showing, so I need to fix something here in the front end. So just instead of saying this, I can say for let I equals 0 and I less than data.results.length I plus this.posts.push data.results I. Just gonna try this. Yes, so now it's working. So now I have 3 posts here. Perfect. And then what we want to do is that when we get to the bottom here, we want to call this again to get more information. So below this mounted here, we can say window.onScroll equals and a function like that. And then let bottom of window, so you need to create a variable to keep track if you are at the bottom, equals document element scroll top, so we see how far it is, plus window.inner height. If this equals document element this.offset height, and we know that we have reached the bottom. And then we can say if bottom of window, then we say this.current page plus equals 1, and this.get posts, and save. And that's actually it. So if I now go here and refresh, I get to the bottom, you loaded more posts. Perfect. Problem now is that when we reach here, you see here we get the 404 error. So you need to keep track if you have reached the last post. So we can create a new variable here, has next, set this to true, because automatically, or the first time you go there, you obviously have something to load from the database. And then here we check if you have reached the bottom, we can also say and this.has next. So it only go in there if we have next. So we need to fix this in here where we get the data from the database. And here we say this.has next equals false because we want to default this to false. And if data.next this.has next equals true, and save. So if you now go back, refresh, we only have 3 posts. If I scroll down to the bottom, we got more posts. And when we reach the bottom now, nothing more happens because there are no more posts. As you can see here, the first time we got information from the database, there was a next variable, but after that we got next null. That means that we know that there are no more data to get from the database. Great. So that's how you use infinite scroll using Django Rest Framework and Vue. You can also change this to a model view set and similar if you wanted to do that. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please click like below and subscribe if you haven't done that already. See you in the next video.